Hi, this is Ivan Alvarez. I get questions oftentimes on what do your financial reports look like, especially if they're weekly, monthly, quarterly. There's always a question about, can you show us an example of a sample deliverable? So the next video is exactly that. I'm going to show you a sample deliverable where the names have been changed in order to show you. So it starts off with the cover page, the name of the company, Sample LLC, what the basis of the accounting that we're using for this particular client. In this case, it's a modified cash basis. Modified because what that means is most of the transactions are categorized on a cash basis, but there are some accruals related to like debts, related to like assets and depreciation. That's why it's modified. And then if this financial statement is quarterly, annual, or monthly, it'll say right there, in this case, it's a monthly financial statement as of what month ended date, December 31st, 2021. And it also includes the year to date as of December 31st, 2021. So it's a good example to see. So the second page, what you get is you get a standard balance sheet that's been properly reconciled with all the accounts, all the assets, liabilities, equity. There's a disclaimer at the bottom that's real specific that says that these financials are not subjected to a audit, review, compilation, engagement, etc. Just to clarify with the external users, what's the level of assurance provided on the financials. On the profit and loss, you do get a monthly profit and loss, and then there's always a year to date. So this has the monthly information on the first column, and then it has the year to date on the second column. So as you can see with this client, they had some purchases of equipment that were significant during the year. Those were actually expenses, not capitalized assets. We did ask some questions about those because it seemed relatively high. The depreciation is another topic that I want to talk about briefly. The depreciation is not on a tax basis on these financials. It's actually on a book basis. So the depreciation is more straight line depreciation, and we control that separately with a ledger in Excel. And that ledger in Excel has all of our calculations, and we have folders where we keep all the supporting documents for those asset transactions by asset number. So we assign an asset number to the assets. We have all the supporting documents in a folder. We try to keep those together when possible, like combine PDFs into one PDF that has all the support. And then what we do is, as part of our procedures and controls, we book a straight line depreciation journal entry once a month at least. Even if they're quarterly, we'll still book it about once a month. So what we provide our clients is a general ledger report that includes all the transactions for that month. So they have access with debit, credit, all the transactions. And this is more for transparency, just so they have something like in PDF format that has everything. So as you can see, it just has all the transactions every single month. It's just a standardized report that they get. And at the end, we will attach copies of their PDF bank statements. So in this bank statement, I've redacted the actual bank and the information, the identifying information, but it could be Chase, Wells Fargo, it doesn't matter. They'll get actual PDFs attached to their financials, so that way they could see and corroborate the information. So if they have a question about a transaction and they're thinking like, hey, where did this come from, or what is this? They could always cross-reference it with the actual bank statement that's attached. So in this particular bank statement, they have, a couple of transactions, not very many. Here's the transaction. So they have some deposit activity, some transfers, debits, etc. All this is categorized in the financial statements. If they have credit cards, that gets attached. If they have like loans and there's a loan statement or document, those get attached to at the end. But that's like a general overview. That's what our financial statements look like. They're tailored to the financial reporting of the client. And those financial statements also include all the supporting documents that are necessary for that statement to be more of a standalone statement. So hopefully that'll answer your questions on what those financials look like. Look forward to your questions and feedback. Thanks for watching.